The compact truck game is heating up fast. Ford Maverick blew the doors off the segment, and now it's Chevy's turn to bring the heat. The U.S. market is ready to welcome the 2026 Chevrolet Montana, a name that's been cruising South American roads for years, but now it's finally crossing the border. Well, maybe not literally. Originally, GM planned to ship the final product straight from Brazil. But with tariffs tightening and costs climbing, all signs point to production moving stateside. That's a big shift, and it could be a smart one. Montana isn't just a shrunken Silverado. It's a true small pickup that hits a perfect balance between handling, utility, and pricing. Anytime Chevrolet slaps the golden bow tie on a new truck, it causes a lot of interest. And this one isn't even in showrooms yet, and it's already setting the forums on fire. Let's dig into what makes the 2026 Montana a possible game changer. Size and market position. The Montana isn't trying to play in the big leagues with Silverado and Colorado. It's carving its own lane for folks who need the flexibility of a truck but don't want to wrangle a full-size beast through tight parking garages or morning traffic. Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. The South American version of the Montana comes in at around 185 inches long, which puts it squarely in small SUV territory. But the U.S. version, expected to stretch out a bit by at least 10 inches to better suit American roads and expectations. That extra length should translate to a roomier cabin and a more useful bed. Underneath, it's riding on a unibody platform. Some truckers might flinch, but let's be real. This setup makes total sense for what Montana's built to do. A unibody frame means it's lighter, more efficient, and safer. It's the same basic approach Ford took with the Maverick, and it's a proven recipe for drivers who need more runaround utility than hardcore towing power. Speaking of towing, don't expect it to pull a camper full of dirt bikes up a mountain pass. But that's not what this thing's about. The 2026 Chevy Montana is leaning hard into urban agility and solid gas mileage, giving you the kind of everyday practicality that most body-on-frame trucks just can't offer. It's the right-sized tool for the job, and honestly, that's refreshing. Engines and specs. Nobody is expecting the 2026 Chevrolet Montana to come out swinging with V8 level numbers. That's not the point. Small trucks like this live or die by efficiency, and GM knows it. But that doesn't mean it'll be a slug either. The version sold in South America rocks a 1.2-liter turbocharged engine, which works just fine for those markets. It's peppy, frugal, and does the job, but in the States, that setup would get left in the dust. American buyers demand a little more grunt, especially with a slightly upsized Montana in the works. The 1.5-liter Turbo 4 is a way better choice. It's already part of GM's toolbox and makes 177 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque, more than enough to scoot a compact pickup around town with confidence. Still, Chevy might go one better and drop in the 2-liter turbo from the Equinox RS or Buick's sportier models. That mill throws down 233 horses and 258 pound-feet. One thing Montana won't chase is Maverick's hybrid game. Sure, Ford's done a killer job with that setup, but Chevy's playing a different hand. Instead of chasing MPG crowns, the Bowtie brand might focus on versatility. Think all-wheel drive, more cab and bed layouts, off-road styling cues, and towing capacity that can reach 5,000 pounds. The bottom line is, Chevy's not trying to clone what's already out there. Montana will aim to be its own thing. Production, debut, price. Production plans for the 2026 Montana have been a bit of a moving target. The original idea was to bring it straight from South America, but with tariffs piling up, that plan's pretty much dead in the water. It's clear now, if Montana's going to compete in the U.S., it has to be built here. What's interesting is how GM's handling this behind the scenes. The pickup shares its bones with the Equinox, a crossover that's basically built across the map. Parts sourced globally, with assembly happening in Mexico and Canada. Even with the USMCA agreement trying to keep things tidy for automakers, extra tariffs have still found their way into the equation. That means GM's rethinking where production makes the most sense, not just for Montana, but for Equinox too. Wherever the crossover ends up calling home, expect the pickup to roll down the same line. Chevrolet is aiming to stay right in Maverick territory when it comes to pricing. Expect something around $27,000 to start, keeping it competitive while still delivering the features and flexibility people actually want in a smaller truck. Circle late this year on your calendar for the Montana's debut. With all the heat surrounding compact trucks right now, it's lining up to be one of the more interesting reveals in a while. Thanks for watching and see you next time.